Foodies, welcome back to another episode of the Culinary Trapping Soundbites podcast. Jeremy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing sensational. Yeah.
Sensational. All right.
Yeah, new word, baby. Yeah.
We got some very special guests in the building tonight. We have Miss Whitney and Miss Sharon of Sip on This Tea. How are you doing today, ladies?
Hello. We are fabulous.
Yes, I agree with that, Mom. We are doing amazing today. Snow is melted. It's going to be a great day.
All right. Yeah,
Love
snow
to
is
see it.
definitely melting. I'm still without water currently, but we getting there.
Baby steps.
No, for real. So where are y'all from, and what was the food culture like growing up?
Well, I am originally from Providence, Rhode Island, the biggest little state in the Union. That's about 45 minutes away from Boston and about an hour away from New York. Whitney, you finish.
Well, I was born and raised here in Texas. Well, I was born here in Texas, raised in Rhode Island, but I've spent majority of my life in Texas. So our food culture growing up is mainly seafood, clam chowder, lobster bisque, clam cakes, anything seafood, snail salad. You know, we're big seafood lovers. But living here in Texas now, I've converted over to Mexican. So I'm part Mexican now, if you say, because I love to eat tacos almost every day.
Mm-hmm.
You love tacos too? Ooh.
Love tacos. What? I don't know if I love them more than clam cakes and chowder, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. So that's the culture we've grown up on.
I never heard of snail. What was it, snail salad?
Yeah.
Never heard of it. But I love
It
seafood.
sounds good. Sounds good, you know.
Yeah.
I like snails.
So when it comes to tacos, are you doing the fish tacos at all?
No, I think that is so disgusting. I think that's like a California thing. I don't like it, but I will eat shrimp tacos. But like, again, I'm part Mexican, so I want carnitas. I want campechino, El Pastor tacos, pollo. I want that kind of stuff. I don't want.
Ooh.
Don't give me no Baja tacos. No.
What about ceviche? I feel like that's like the best of both worlds.
I think that's more of the Mexican culture, and Rhode Island is more Italian seafood. So you really won't see that very often. I think our cuisine, like Whitney was sharing, we know a lot of people know it as escargot, but to us it's just snail salad.
But no on the ceviche. I'll eat it, but it's not a thing I like. Ooh, I want ceviche. No.
That's completely understandable. I feel that.
So are the like fish, like seafood boils is like a kind of like a huge thing within y'all's family?
Not seafood boils like how we have here in Texas. Mm-hmm. It's more like lobster boils with lobsters, steamers, mussels, crabs, but it's not little crab legs like we do here. It's full body crabs, you know. You cook your own crabs. Like you hear them crying when you boil them, and all that kind of stuff. So that's the difference. It's a huge difference.
I gotta try that out.
Try what out?
The y'all's the lobster boil, the New York, the Rhode Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting it straight from the ocean when you're there, straight from the ocean. It's not the pond. It's not the dirty water, you know, where you like in Texas, you know, you have ocean, yeah, but
that Gulf,
you know, like Louisiana, you know, you're looking at water. Fresh, yeah,
all right.
For sure. Well, okay. So how did y'all get into tea?
Well, tea has always been a comfort. Being in Rhode Island with the weather, snow is a norm for us. We have our all 4 seasons. So um, tea, again, it was more like a comfort food for me.
Mm-hmm.
During the day, the weather is cold outside, you're sipping on a warm cup of tea. It's actually, I did not really engage in iced tea until I actually came to Texas because hot tea has always been the thing. But tea for me is more of a comfort. That's where I can curl up and read my book and sip on, a cup of tea, or sit by the fireplace and watch a good movie and sip on a cup of tea. It's more of a relaxer for me. And this is Sharon.
I'll have to piggyback on my mom. It absolutely is a comfort for me. When even my children, it's a comfort for them as well. I mean, my son, he can say, "Oh man, I have a sore throat. I need a cup of tea." He's not like, "Can I get some medicine, Mom?" He always asks for some tea, or if he's trying to relax. So, and my son is 6, by the way. He'll ask for some, he'll ask for some tea. So just growing up with a mom that is, a northeasterner, tea has always been a comfort for me as well. Being sick or sitting in the house as kids, I remember always drinking tea, so hot tea at that. So again, for me, it's my childhood and something that I'm just, something for me to relax.
Okay. I love that. And so how did that kind of transition to y'all inspiring of wanting to start a business?
Mom, I'll take this. So, so we've always thought like, man, we should do tea, like, because we love it so much. And I feel like when you love something and you really have a true passion for it, you'll succeed in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a detective by second nature. Mm-hmm. And I was looking for my mom's father, for a long time. And we happened to find him. And when we found him, he was in the ICU.
Oh.
Almost on his death. Well, he was on his deathbed, and we happened to go down there, and we went to Louisville, Kentucky is where he lived. And so we went down there, and the hotel we stayed at across the street from it had a tea shop. And we went and checked it out, and we were like, wow, I've never seen that before. Like a tea shop that actually just sells you tea. And I mean, all kind of teas. You want a oolong, you want a green tea, you want a black tea, all these different varieties of tea, just selling them. And I'm like, wow. I was like, this is like a message for us. Like we have been talking about it for all these years. And we just happened to find your father, my grandfather, which I had never met before, and find tea all at one time in the same city. Like, this is destiny. And I kept pushing and pushing my mom. I was like, this is something we need to do. This is our calling. Like, again, this is our passion. With passion, you will succeed. Wow. And so she was like, you know what? Okay, fine. So she finally gave in because I'm very persistent. Mm-hmm. And we went ahead and started it.
Wow. So Sharon, how did that feel? How are you why were you so reluctant to start?
Mom, I'm just gonna say she
probably had to step away.
So she, the reason why she was so reluctant was because she was in the middle of school. To be a stenographer. She went back to school to become a stenographer, and she's my mom, so mm-hmm. She wanted to finish it and do it and complete it, and she didn't want anything stopping her from reaching her goal. Mm-hmm. And for myself, I'm a multitasker, so I can be doing this, that, and the other, and I can make all of it work. But for her, she likes to see one goal out each time to make sure that it's done and is done right, because she, I swear, has a little OCD. Mm-hmm. So
I hear that.
Oh, she back now. She heard that.
So yeah, I think that's why she was so reluctant. Is that right, Mom?
Yes, absolutely. She is my daughter. Yes. Yeah. If I'm going to do anything, I, not only want to do it with class, but I want it to have quality because at the end of the day, it's my name and your name is everything. And so, when when we're sharing something that we're passionate about also, I want it to be something that I want it to also be unique. When someone says, "Oh, have you tried that sip on this tea?" When I hear that, that's my name. That's me. That's a part of me. So I'm passionate about that, and I want people to, have good things to say about it, even if they have something not so nice to say about it. I do have that OCD thing going on. And so I want to, get that perfected. But mainly before anyone has to put anything out there like that, I want it to be right in the beginning.
That makes sense. So, with your line of teas, what are your favorite teas right now for each of you?
Oh, my goodness. Can I start this, Whitney?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, I hear the passion in the voice too. I just want to say that I hear it. I definitely hear it. But yes, go ahead.
Okay, for me, I love green tea.
Me too.
Tea. I love green tea, and there's not just one. It's almost like a Lay's. You can't sip just one. So for me, this was my first time actually venturing off into an oolong. So our morning vibes, amazing.
I saw that one.
It's like sunshine in a cup. It has that lemon flavor there, but it also has a little bit of that because it actually has basil in it. So it has. It's just so good for you that you forget that it's a tea almost. You're drinking something that's good for you, that tastes good, makes you feel good. You can't go wrong with that. Then there's another one that I love. Everyone loves the ginger peach. Ginger peach is a black tea, so it's caffeinated. And I can't do caffeine too much. So that one I might take a little sip of. But if you guys have not joined us on Instagram, we're at siponthis.tea. And on there, Whitney is showing like a hot toddy where she did some Jim Beam and the ginger peach for the Super Bowl. And that was amazing. That was amazing. It came out really, really nice. The tea that we have, it's a quality tea, so it's very smooth. So any of the teas that you get, you're gonna enjoy. So like I said, it's hard to just really have a favorite. They're all my favorite.
All your babies.
But green tea is my number one. And so Cacti Flora, because I like more of the earthy tones versus the fruity tones. Cacti Flora is more of an earthy tone, just like the morning vibes I was telling you about. It actually has basil in it. So it's not so fruity. It's more, I think it has more of a lemon appeal to it, but it's more of a earth tone still. So Cacti Flora, morning vibes, ginger peach, and I can go on. But Whitney, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, I'm gonna have to piggyback on her. The morning vibes, the oolong tea is my absolute favorite. It has, like she was saying, the basil, lemon verbena in it. It's just such a smooth tea, and you can drink it with sugar or without. I prefer sugar, but I love morning vibes. I also love our chai tea because when I used to go to Starbucks, that's what I would get is a chai tea latte. So now I can just make it at home. And what I like about it is at Starbucks, they use a syrup, meaning it's already prepackaged. You don't know how much sugar it has in it or what it has in it. So now with the chai, I'm looking at the actual chai leaves and all the different things that are in it, and I'm making it myself. So not only is it good for me, I know what I'm putting in my body. So those are my absolute two favorites, are the chai and the morning vibes. Oh, and of course I love the ginger peach because I can drink it with liquor. It's Friday night, so this would be a night to drink it.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, those are my three top favorites. And then my last favorite, I would say, is the Zima Mill, because, I'm the kind of person that I'm addicted to ZzzQuil. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. And I will take a Tylenol PM if I know a tornado is coming. But the Zima Mill, I stopped drinking ZzzQuil because the Zima Mill actually helps me sleep. And when I say sleep, I mean knock me out cold, where I'm able to relax and just be good. I don't need to take, ZzzQuil or Tylenol PM or whatever that I would normally take. So those are my favorites, and that's why.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I know that's one thing I really do enjoy about tea is, one, the depending on what tea you're drinking, the healing properties of it, especially since it's from the earth, you don't have to take medicine. So if you're not looking into taking pills or the ZzzQuil, you can drink the tea that you guys have and it'll do the same thing, if not better. And It's good for your body. And it's from the earth. Like a lot of people don't realize. Like, I think, especially the society we're in now, we're kind of like losing touch with not only eating real food, but drinking real drinks. You know what I mean? And it's always nice when especially successful Black women start companies like this so that we can support them, and we're still supporting the earth too. And yeah, I would say, yeah, I definitely feel you on the green tea. I got to go back to that. I love green tea.
You win in all
My mom,
areas. So I was saying you win in all areas with that,
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, with tea, it's so clutch, man. Like my mom, she used to drink oolong tea like every day.
Yeah,
she
it's
still
good.
do, low key.
And we have a sampler. We have a sampler kit. So if you're, not sure what flavor you want, we have a sampler kit that has all 9 of our base flavors in there.
Ooh.
Plus, it comes with a strainer ball, so you're not having to wonder like, dang, this is loose leaf. How am I gonna steep it? How am I gonna make sure that the leaves are in my drink? Well, we provide that strainer ball for you because our motto is "Welcome to the world of loose leaf." We want to train, or not train, but we want those people that go to Kroger and buy the box, the Sleepy Time Bear Tea. We want those people to, get the, see the difference, get the difference, and understand the difference. I have a really good friend that drinks Lipton black tea, and I went over to her house. I cut open the tea bag to see, to show her, girl, this is what you drink. This is what you're drinking. And I showed her the tea, which I made her a Zima Mill because she just got off work. She was tired. And she was like, man, I can see the flowers in here. Oh, I love how the flowers bloomed when, you warmed it up in the hot water, So she was able to see it and understand the difference between the two teas. So.
Okay. So the so the difference is just, with loose leaf, it contains more natural properties than versus what the traditional powder or what other people were using.
Well, so loose leaf is basically what it's saying. It's leaves that are loose. It's not in a tea bag.
Okay.
If you go to, like I was saying, the grocery store and cut open a bag, it's going to literally look like sand. So that means you are not getting the whole leaf of the tea. You're getting tea dust. So you're not getting any natural benefits. Like I know in the Lipton box, it says, oh, this is heart healthy. Where? Because you are drinking cigarettes ash, literally, because it's so pulverized. So you're actually getting the health benefits from the tea and from those leaves because you're getting the full leaf as if,
Gotcha.
I mean, in comparison to the grocery store.
Right.
And just to interject on that, like she was saying, her friend, when you boil your water, you take your leaves and you steep them. When you take them out of the packet, we actually seal ours in a foiled bag, a foiled packet, so that it stays fresh. But when you take that out and you put that in your cup and you pour that hot water over that, you can actually see the leaves kind of burst open. They're loose. So it's almost like yourself, when you get in a warm bed and you start to stretch out and relax, that's exactly what the leaves do. They stretch out and they relax. And this is what helps to release, those health benefits, because just like an herb, you are getting the full leaf.
I love that.
Me too. So what, as far as like getting people, because I know a lot of people right now, like you say, majority of people, especially of color, usually just drink. If they do drink tea, it's going to be the tea that's from the store. So your Lipton, your sleepy time, bedtime, whatever you want to call it. So how have you guys like been converting people to get and use the loose leaf tea compared to the traditional, I'm just make a glass of hot water and just put the tea bag in it, compared to actually using the loose leaf tea? Like, what marketing strategies have you guys used to convert people over?
Well,
So go ahead, Mom.
We actually also offer, as Whitney was sharing, we want to educate people on, the loose leaf tea and the benefits of it versus the tea bag. But for people that, are still learning, we do offer a tea bag that is biodegradable. So
okay.
You still have the ability to steep your tea, but in a tea bag. If you have people that prefer a tea bag, but you're still getting the benefits because you still have the leaf. For convenience, we do have the tea bag, as well as if you want to venture off and do the sampler ball. The strainer ball, or if you want to just use a strainer. We actually have a neat, when I say neat, you guys hear me. This thing is so amazing. It's our Sip and Go. When I tell you this thing, all you do is you put your leaves at the bottom, you put your water on the top, and you mix it. And voila, there's your tea. Amazing. Everybody needs to get one of these. The Sip and Go is amazing. So for those people that really don't have time to sit and steep, or don't want to relax today, I want to take something on the go, I want to put my ice over it, the Sip and Go is the way to go. I'm gonna Whitney, you take over.
So our marketing strategy, we've only been open for a month and 3 days, actually. We launched our website January 15th, and how we have been, spreading word of mouth is literally just that, word of mouth. I told all my friends, I posted it on my Facebook, my personal Facebook, my personal Instagram. I had all my friends do the same. But for our marketing strategy on how we're trying to convert people is through our friends. I had one friend, she bought 8 boxes and she passed them out to all of her neighbors. She also bought them for Christmas gifts as well. So all of my friends have bought in tea, so that when someone asks them about tea, they're able to explain it. They're able to show you the difference and, help you understand why this tea is good, or, why you enjoy it. So right now, our marketing strategy, and just being a month in, is mainly off of word of mouth. Of course, we have the Instagram. Of course, we have Facebook. And shortly, we'll have videos actually showing the difference for people that are, more on social media. but we also have been going out to farmers markets. We've done 2 farmers markets so far.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
We've done Las Colinas and we've done Mansfield. And when we go out there, we have all of our 9 flavors that are included in our sampler kit in a sample. So you're able to smell it, you're able to see it, and then we give you a sample of the tea so then you can enjoy it. So that is, that's our marketing strategy right now for how we're getting people to understand and learn to love our tea.
I love it.
I'm digging it. And I
go ahead.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I peeped the sip and go. That's genius.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I had to look at it. I was like, yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. For life on the move.
For real.
But go ahead.
But yeah, being a mother-daughter duo, what's some advice that you can give to other people who want to start family businesses?
For me, go ahead, Mom.
I say it's like a marriage. She compliments me and I compliment her. Almost like the tea. You can't have a wonderful tea without water. So your tea is just as good as what your water is. And a lot of times when you do quality tea, the best water to use is a filtered tea. And so it's like I'm the tea and she's the filter. She brings out, I'm sorry, the water, the filtered water, that's what I was trying to say, the filtered water. Yeah, I, allow her, her ability. I embrace that. I let her, do her thing. I'm not a big social media person. That's all her genius behind that. I'm more of the perfection behind it. So when you see pictures, I'm making sure that the pictures are right, or, the wording is correct, or, that's me. But I would say moms, allow your daughters to, just be them. Let their, let your fruit shine. And that's what I see with Whitney. She has taught me a lot within the business. And there's times that we bump heads. And, I have to tell her, I'm still mom. And she'll tell me, but we're not mother and daughter right now. This is business. But then I give her that look and I tell her I'm still mom, but, just the respect for one another, respect for for each other's ideas, and listen to each other. And it just collaborates well. You can take over, Whit.
I would say that you have to keep your relationships separate. She cannot be my mom 24/7. We've set aside times from 6:30 to 8:30. You can call me and we can talk about business, and that's the only hours we will talk about business. Other than that, you're my mom and I want to be able to depend on you and call you and like, oh girl, guess what happened? I want to do all that. I don't want to hear about tea, when I'm trying to be your daughter. So I think it's very important to keep the relationships separate because like she said, of course we do bump heads. And she wants to say, but I'm your mom. No other business partner would say that. But I'm your friend. Wrong. No, we're business partners, and this is what we need to get done, business partner. So, like she said, complimenting complimenting each other. With the water and tea analogy, she's absolutely right. It depends on what kind of water you have to make your tea taste amazing. And it's not just a Whitney thing and it's not just a Sharon thing. We need each other to make it work. And, I wouldn't imagine it any other way. We get into it all the time, but we've done well, we've progressed well, and I think we'll continue to do well in the future. So, we got a journey. So y'all pray for us.
Oh, most definitely.
But I think, just having respect for for each other, and each other's lives and families, you know, and so on. So that was my piece of advice. Just have respect for each other and see the qualities in each other, you know. Like she said, she goes over my wording because sometimes I type how I talk and it can come off so wrong. And you know, she's like, did you not see what you said, girl? Correct this. I'm like, oh, you so right. Thanks, girl. You know, but so yeah, seeing each other's qualities and the respect thing is major.
One.
Nah, you gotta have boundaries, and you know, with any type of
And
you
that
know,
and balance. And
Yeah.
balance is key.
balance and boundaries. Wow.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna toss out a couple scenarios, and y'all let us know what would be the best fit for that scenario or best tea for that scenario.
Okay.
Let's say a Mother's Day gift. Which tea would be the best for that?
It's kind of, for me, it'd be hard to say because everyone is different
Mhm.
for
I would
drinking
say
tea.
the sampler kit.
All right.
I would
I'm
say
making up a rule. You can't say the sampler quit for any of these questions because it's gonna be too easy. I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as he asked, they're gonna be like, everything's like, nah, we want what you guys think, or
All right,
personally what
so
you
let's
would want,
say-
whatever the case is.
Let's say a Christmas party. Which tea is
A
gonna be out
Christmas
there?
party. I would definitely say the cran cider because
Ooh.
cranberries are a wintry drink. Or I would say
Yep.
ginger peach just in case you want to spike it up.
Also-
Yeah.
Also, you can say chai. Also,
Oh, yeah, that would
because
be a good
chai
one.
also has the cinnamon, the spice, the nutmeg. I mean, and if you really want to get technical, you can also say the citrus and spice.
Okay.
So there's many.
Okay. Let's say pre-workout.
Pre-workout,
Ooh,
I would definitely
Rush hour.
Rush hour. Yeah, I agree. It's a white tea, so it's light in flavor,
Mhm.
but it has the same amount of caffeine as coffee. So and it's not
Ooh.
down like jittery or anything like that because it's natural. Like this
Mhm.
is, you're not adding sugar and cream to it, getting the bubble guts or nothing like that. This is natural tea that is good for you, but you will still get that jolt because it has the yerba mate in it.
Mm. Okay. What about a woman who is expecting or pregnant?
Okay.
Anything herbal. So it could go from the citrus and spice, the cran cider. The cran cider is very fruity and
Mhm.
refreshing. So you can put that over ice. So it could be like like an everyday drink. It can also be a relaxing drink. Any of our herbal line
Mhm.
would be perfect for an expectant mom.
Okay. All right. That's all I had.
I think the only thing I really have is, so all these teas sound really, really amazing. But as far as like pairing them with food, do you have any recommendations as far as any teas you've had with a particular food you made or had somewhere when you're just like, oh my, wow, like this really goes together? Like, has that happened before?
Well, you have to stay tuned because that's our next venture.
Okay. We too ahead of the game right now.
Look at us.
We definitely gonna be on the lookout for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Stay tuned, guys.
It's our
Okay.
next venture. Yes. To kind of pair some things. And right now we're also looking into expanding our line, even with the natural honey. We have a connection with a company that actually has a honey farm, and it's all natural. And we might that's something else that you have to stay tuned to, because I think we're going to do, some unique things with the honey. So stay tuned for that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the honey sticks. I like that. I like that a lot.
And do you,
Our honey,
cute too.
Our honey that is on the website, it's local Texas honey. So for people that are in Texas, they're still getting that health benefit of having local honey. For people that have allergies, local honey is the best honey to get.
okay.
Facts. You got anything else, Cam?
No, that's it. That's it. We do thank y'all for y'all's time.
Thanks for having me.
If somebody wanted to contact y'all or purchase some of this tea, this good tea, where would they go?
They can find us at www.siponthisteas.com, or they can find us on Instagram, sip on this.
You faded out. Say it one more time.
Oh, sorry. Our website is www.siponthisteas.
You faded out again.
Sorry, I have a 6-year-old calling my phone. siponthisteas.com, or they can check us out on Instagram for updates, and our Instagram pages siponthisteas, and we're also on Facebook at siponthisteas.
There it is.
So we want to thank you for having us. We really enjoyed talking to you guys today.
We enjoyed y'all as well.
Yes.
I really want to encourage people to consume loose leaf tea instead of the other alternatives. It's not healthy for you.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, sure.
And this is not to be racist. On this call,
you faded out.
Like you was saying, not to be like a color or anything like that, but what I've realized, especially in the African American community, this is something foreign to us, but this has been something that is very popular in other communities. This is not new to them. So us going to Las Colinas Farmers Market, they were like ready because they already knew what it was. So we definitely want to help the African American community as well. Put us up on game and, let us know like, hey, here's some things that are going to help us versus, like we said, drinking that Lipton tea.
For sure. Final thoughts, Cam. Final thoughts.
Just to piggyback back off what she said, educating Black people on these options that are, better, healthy alternatives to something that you might already be consuming. And also knowing what we are consuming on a day-to-day basis. And also the tips that they gave on starting a family business and having that, relationship, those boundaries and balance is really important. But that's all I have.
I would say, as far as my final thoughts, please, please, please make sure you support this Black-owned business as usual. Another note, please make sure that when you support Black-owned businesses, you pay the full price. I just want to throw that out there. This has been popping up a lot. And she's laughing because we all know what we're talking about. But when you support these Black-owned businesses, don't ask for a discount. Please just support them like you would support any other business. This is an ongoing thing that happens way too often. So if you see a Black-owned business, you should be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to support them full price. I'm not going to ask for a discount. And lastly, as always, make sure that you're putting real food and real tea in your body. So, yeah, remember that.
I love it.
But that's all I got.
Absolutely. So we'll catch y'all on the next episode. As you know, real food for real people. Peace.
And make sure to like, share, subscribe, let everybody know, hey, let me check out this podcast. It's really dope. Woo. But until next time, real food for real people. Deuces.
Yes. Welcome to the sleep. Sip on this tea.
And sip on this tea, baby.